It is August 6th, 2025. Yesterday, I was in Sugar Creek. I was at Dodge Valley Restaurant. Some guy, I recognize his voice off in the distance. I didn't see him, but I remember hearing his voice before around me. He said, I see her today. He said, yesterday we finally got them taped, admitting they were using hypnotic drugs on her, so she'd be sleepwalking. And we have them taped admitting they were using hypnotic drugs on her. He said that's why she doesn't remember anything. I don't. Do you realize how big of fools you look like me? Sorry. How big of fools you look to me. A drugged up rape victim. A human trafficking victim the human traffickers are running a scam on. What part of I didn't even have my neighbors in my home? You didn't understand. Family, repair guys, installation guys. I had two silly officers on August 8th of 18 came out a light in the security system. Told me it looked like an alien orb, angry spirit. Told me to buy a big dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered. Okay? All right. Now, I would take a drink out of a drink. I told you I'd be fine sometimes, and I'd go out and I'd work in the yard. I'd come in, wash my hands, make a sandwich, I had a big 2-liter Diet Coke to save money. I'd pour a drink. I would go in and use the bathroom, wash my hands, come out, take a drink in the room, and go dizzy and black. Wake up with injection marks. Orange, lemon, grapefruit-sized bruises, throwing up, massive headache. Severe personal infection. The well water was orange. We had to get a water treatment system. Time we got somebody out there, they had to order it. It took a couple of months. You still have to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. You still have to take a fast shower. I thought it was giving me cancer. With all the bruising, I'm going to the doctor where I don't know what's wrong with me anymore. I move into this house, and by the second week, I am sick as a dog. The only thing new to me is this house. I got all these bruises, and they weren't little bruises. They were big, huge bruises everywhere. Orange, lemon, grapefruit size. Everywhere. Personal area so swollen, it's pushed out, open, and down. They were sexually abusing me. I would scream when I peed. Throwing up, heart racing, massive headache, pain. And they're like, did you fall? No, maybe you're coming anemic. Iron pills, muscle relaxers for the pain. Stuff for throwing up, headaches. Pills and creams for infection. Here I'm being human trafficked out in that house under drugs. Now, I never seen or talked to anybody. I have 3 weird memories. I thought they were nightmares. Sound of footsteps. A white man's arm with a white dress shirt, gray pinstripe, and a syringe coming over me. Room going dark. Feeling like my back is being ripped to my chest. I can't see, I can't breathe. All I can hear is my wails, and every part of my body is in agony. I thought they were nightmares. Here I'm being drugged, being raped, and they're drug cases. Now, where that guy said, where in Acme on Whipple. I had bad people all around me on the 4th, all around me, talking about that agent turning me back over to him. What kind of idiot would say they wanted me with them? It'd be a bloodbath. They'd kill them all. I know. They kill people, and they've been known to kill agents. It's like, what the hell? Somebody's saying something like that. That they were trying to set a meeting up with the fentanyl king. His old U.S. military Iraqi translator went into the dark web malware fentanyl king. He's a hacker. He sells people for sex slaves and to be murdered. And they said, well, we knew they were using large doses of volume on her. We didn't realize they were using, we found out they were using hypnotic drugs on her. That's why she don't remember. Well, what part of a 19, the Florida drug cartel, said they were using mind-controlling drugs and they could control anybody for 4 to 6 hours? And you wouldn't remember. And they were confessing to all kinds of stuff where that guy said we finally got him to admit they were using hypnotic drugs on her. That's why she don't remember anything. Do you realize how awful you look to me? I never seen her talk to anybody. These people admitted years ago, no man talked to her. No, we used truth serum. No, they used a cocktail of drugs on me. They could have killed me. I never seen her talk to anybody. They already confessed years ago. They didn't even talk to me in person. So where they run around, do you realize how big of fools they look? Yesterday in Dutch Valley, I heard someone talk. There were so many foreign nationals involved in this. Even ICE is involved. I know that. There was the Iraqi. Up in Hartville, when I was having trouble in December 23, January 24, real cold day, I pulled into a place, had a guy check my battery and everything out. He asked me if I know about the human traffickers here. It's like, yes. He said, did you ever see a tall, white guy, thin, whitish blonde hair, clean cut, our age? He said, expensive dress shirt, expensive dress pants, thin, clean cut. I said, and whitish blonde hair? Yes. He grabs his chest. You seen him in your life? I said, yes. You seen him in your life? And he said, you don't know who that was? I'm like, so? I've been around people, they walk in the room and your breath goes cold. You feel goosebumps. You can feel the evilness on them. They're killers. He said, you seen him and you're alive. He said that was it was a Russian drug lord in this area. His people, where they were grabbing all those people, in Ohio, they were selling them out of some of the hotels. And enough police got together, did raids, and arrested a lot of his people in this area. He said one of the human traffickers was a young girl. He said she had an 18-month-old baby. I didn't want that baby growing up in foster care with the stigma his mother was a human trafficker. That's serial killer, child molester. And he said he adopted him. And he said that mother's not getting out of jail. I said, that was nice of you. A bunch of people showed up and started walking around. He said, I gotta get back in the store. I thought, I hope they're good people. See you, bye. Got the hell out of there. But I'm going to tell you what, and we're going to put it this way. Yesterday, I heard at Dutch Valley, there was some girls in there and said some drug lord offered to date her. if her and her friends helped out. Why would you want to date a drug lord? I want to ask you that. They sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. It's not a game, honey. It's real. Do you know in what 2021, 6,000 people disappeared out of Ohio? They only got a couple hundred back. Do you know where they are? They're either being used as a sex slave or they're in a mass grave dismembered. Why would you want to date somebody? Do you know how many people he's supposed to have dated? Do you know what? How many people said they were going to date him? Do you know what happens after a little while? You disappear too. Why would he need to date you? He sells people, honey. Why would he need to date you? Have you and your friends help out, he'll date you. Do you know what that means? You're going to be sold. You get the idea? I was in Marshallville over a year ago. Some girl said some guy named Will online tried to get a hold of me, asked me to go out with him. They said, don't go out with him. He's a drug dealer and a human trafficker. You'll disappear. Get some common sense. Do you know how sick it is? Even when people say they go out with retired Judge Pete. Dude, there is no retired Judge Pete. He's made up. He's a drug dealer from Florida. So where you let your kids even take him out? He's a drug dealer from Florida. They use hypnotic drugs so you don't remember what they did to you. So they'll take nasty, dirty pictures of your child, maybe hurt it, put it up online, and wait a while. And guess what? One day, your kid will probably disappear. You'll sell them to some pervert. They're into child pornography. Now, where I heard some girl say, what do you mean? The guy wasn't an attorney and they made him up. I thought that's why they said it made it legal. It did make it legal. That's where I told you, I bet the guy's not even an attorney. I bet that guy's not a doctor. For the whole thing's a scam. Where I was working with this one guy on the other side of Maslin. He wanted to go visit with his family. And see, that's one of the things the girls were laughing at. We listened to her. It is what's going on. The local mafia plays scams on people. And they have people dress up in suits. They have fake attorney credentials. They have fake court orders. They'll even have fake police. They'll have police uniforms, have the guys dress up. Said this lady where I worked on the other side of Maslin with this guy, he liked to visit with a neighbor, said I did home health care for the local mafia. You'd be surprised what comes out of their mouth. They have no shame. They don't. They're loud, proud people. They don't care if you know their crimes. They don't care. Up in New York, you opened your mouth about anything you knew they were doing, they killed you. These people don't care. Said they were laughing one time that they got one of their guys out of jail. They had one of the guys dress up in a suit, had fake attorney credentials. Had one of their guys dress up in a police uniform, fake court order. Got their guy out of a local jail. The other police officer released him, and they were laughing they got away with it. They would pull scams even on law enforcement. Oh, and Agent John, yesterday, those girls, where I was telling Carl where in 23 how they were laughing at you, how they fooled you with their stunted taste before mocking you in so videos. And then they dared the FBI to fix it. July 9th, 23 and June 7th, 23 is when they made fun of you, and I thought there'd be SWAT teams. And they told people you stole the case's money for gay male prostitutes. Then you stole it for your girlfriend and you're in debt to another drug dealer. That you're some kind of swinger with a drug problem. That I thought there would be SWAT teams. And you get them for that. And then even people around me were wondering, they already got him, they confessed. Why don't the FBI do something? Are they afraid of him? Those girls were laughing. They must be afraid of him. They think the FBI is afraid of this drug cartel. They think you're afraid of them and the FBI. Oh, and they made a nice little threat on Michelle if they find her. You get her the hell out of Ohio. This is not funny. Marlisa, my old house manager, her niece was taken. They never got her back. Lori, my other coworker, they laughed in her face how they killed her. They tied her up and dismembered her while she was alive. And would laugh how they killed her. These people were serial killers and evil. Hmm? I had a couple of the M13 gang around me. One was arrested. At least I know one was arrested. I had seen him around. Him and the girl that was with him were harassing me. They may have just showed up to harass. But then I seen him on the news. He was arrested. And here he's a hitman for M13. He's a higher assassin. So I don't know if he just showed up to help the other cartels harass for the fun of it, or if he was going to actually do it, but a state he got him. Like one of the investigators said, thank goodness one of the state patrol officers that helped Watcher recognized who he was and waited till he left the area and got him. See, there was a Russian involved, an Iraqi. The Latinos said they were for Judge Pete in Florida, Judge Peters in Florida. And they made sure everybody knew they were for Judge Peters. Maslin, Walmart, other places. And after Judge Peters got arrested, there was another Latino guy showed up, said he watches me. He said, our people will not participate in this. One of them opens their mouth, my people will take care of them. Well, they've been scamming everybody into helping out. The whole thing's a scam. Roofie confessions, photoshopping and washing. And like they said in Katana's the other day, it wasn't even her body that Dave weird with herself. They just put her head on somebody else's body. Boy, that guy Will thinks he's funny pulling that kind of scam here. And drugging her and telling her to say stuff like that. I've never talked to him in person. I've never even met that guy Pete. I want you to think about that. The people you make fun of me for were having people lay strings on his other room. Stabbed me with date rape drugs. Hypnotic drugs so you're sleepwalking. Had me beat and raped. You're talking about my rapist. You're mocking me for my rapist running a scam on me. And you idiot girl saying some drug lord said he would date you. Why would you want to date a serial killer? And why would he date you? Have you and your friends help out? Do you know what happens to you and your friends? You're going to disappear. You know, in 1819, they were walking around the malls where this is supposed to be built from the Freemasons scam together the cartel. They were just asking people to join them. They didn't have to do anything. Do you know there were, what was it, 20 to 22, 6,000 people were human trafficked out of Ohio? Do you remember when 30 people used to disappear in 2 weeks out of Cleveland? 10 in this town, 15 in another 15 out of Columbus, another 10 here, another 20 here. They didn't take them on vacay, honey. Do you know what they use them for? Body parts, organs. Do you know what else they use them for? Sex slaves, or for somebody to hunt and kill. Where you think it's funny these serial killers are doing a real life serial killing in front of people? Why would you want to help kill a baby? Why would you want to sell a woman or a child into being sex slaves and to be dismembered? Why do you want to become a serial killer? And then you idiot people, where they offer you money to take your kids out, why would you give them to a serial killer? A child molester that sells kiddie porn so they can room for you and take dirty pictures of them? And then when they find somebody buy them, one day your baby will disappear. Are you this fucking stupid? You're playing with demons from hell. And like that teenage girl in Marshall, some guy named Will online offered to take me out. They said, don't go out with him. He's some drug dealer and human trafficker. It's a trick. You'll disappear. So why would you want to go out with a drug lord? And why you need to start turning around? Why would he want to go out with you? When he's a human trafficker and he could have any woman. Why would he want you? Organs? Chop you up into pieces and sell you for organs? Sell you for a sex slave? Or sell you for somebody to hunt and kill? And then I want you to think how many people said they dated him over the last few years. Do you know what happens when you date him? He finds a new girlfriend. Because he only tricks you into helping out, for you only live long enough for your usefulness to be done. Where he said he'd give you the money if they actually can get money out of this. You're never going to get the money. You're going to be sold. You fucking idiot. Everything you know on him, you better tell the feds and the police. They need to keep an eye on you or you're going to be dead. And where you said when they find Michelle, that drug lord, he's going to take care of her. FBI agent John, Officer Mark, Officer John, you better get her the hell out of Ohio. This isn't funny. None of it is. It hadn't been funny since the beginning. Not a damn bit of it is. And don't tell me you didn't know they weren't drugging me and tell me to say stuff, because Apostolic Church of Arlington, the night before you talked to me, you told them you knew I was being drugged, being raped. And they were all complaining about you. And investigators went up and talked to them, and you did tell them you knew I was being drugged, being raped. You knew they were drugging me and telling me to say stuff. From where I called the hotline, the next day the phone's ringing, I couldn't answer it. Let it go to voicemail. Wake up later. So drugged up. had to hold on to the wall to get to the bathroom, to get to the refrigerator. Got back in bed, listened to voicemail. This is Agent, call me back. I can't. I'll back to sleep. Okay? Next day, I'm not much better. Third day, made myself get up, sitting on the front porch. I feel drunk, and I don't drink. What is wrong with me again? Got enough air in my face? Called one of my witnesses. I gave the hotline, said they'd witness for me. And I went out and bought a card, put your number in it from the voicemail, dropped it off at the mall. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer, Minister Paul Paymer, still minister, screaming at Dave, my God. I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off. He's screaming, how dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life. Women walk up. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. Bruises all over me, throwing up, infected. Where I thought it was a dirty well of water. Giving me cancer. Showering in it. I sit down, go in and sit down, and they follow me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. And then you had told him because of strange, a 15-year-old liar calling me a faker when it was a medication error almost killed me. To cover up Tim and Katie. If she was going to be faking she was sick before, it was a medication error almost killed me. And if she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that I wasn't mean to nobody? Huh? You even told him you weren't going to help me. And I already told the hotline that I had no association to those people in 15 years. That only time that I even talked to them was in, 2010 or 11. They were making out stuff, getting back to me, going to another church. And I went over to visit with Dave twice, hoping somebody would tell me what was going on. That I had no contact with them, no information of contact information, didn't know where they lived, didn't have their phone numbers, had nothing to do with them. That they had tried to push my son to suicide in 2003. Then how would you know it's them trying to kill you? Because they told 3 people in the mall it was them. And I have had nothing to do with them. Besides that visit in 2010, where I went over like twice with Dave, hoping they come up and say why they're making up stuff on me then. And I have been back and I have no contact with them. So you knew I wasn't mean to them. You knew they were lying. Where those girls said, can you imagine an agent saying that? You knew they were framing me. For he knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. She was going to be faking before. It was a medication. If she's supposed to be mean to their women, you know I wasn't mean to their women. I already told the hotline. I had no association with them. Only know because they were breaking in the mall. She was going to be mean to the women. He was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Oh, all kinds of investigators have talked to them, and you did tell them. You knew they were framing me. And you admitted the next day. You had met with all of them before I was informant. How you met with all those church people, that family that her father killed her kid. And all those church people, you knew they were trying to kill me. Premeditated attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder is federal crime by law. You were to arrest him. Why didn't you? One of the drug cartel, right? Like they said, some drug cartel guy walked into an FBI office and tried to scam him. You're kidding. No, it actually happened. So the agent went along with it. See how many could get? Got thousands. Carrying around the house, Karen's will's to open. See, that's where people even left, where Agent John said, she'll have a life of peace as an informant. where my friend Walter Moss from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, you can't get out the rest of your life. And until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay informant for life. You'll be in immunity and get the money. I'd like my money, Agent John. I have family that needs help. And I earned that money, and I earned the title of informant, FBI informant 100 times more. And I'd like a letter of thank you, and I'd like my money, and I need a medical card. And you knew they were framing me. You knew what you told Apostolic Church of Barberton. You knew I was being drugged, being raped the night before. You knew it. And you didn't arrest them. And you admitted on a recorded line you had met with all of them mocking me. See, that's where yesterday I bet that attorney's office, where right on Google, it's illegal for an attorney to set up button cameras in your home stalking there to be disbarred and criminally charged. It's a federal crime. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you anywhere. It's illegal for them to be in with Dave. It's illegal for them to pull somebody else's medical records. That's where they said they had fake paperwork to make it look official. It's not true about her. The guy wrote it up, didn't like her. Instead of being stolen medical records, I bet they're made up. I bet the guy's not even a doctor, because if a doctor does any of those crimes, it's 10 years or loss of medical license immediately. If an attorney does anything, they are to be disbarred and criminally charged, and you can sue all of them. That's where I think they're not even real. I extremely doubt they are. Where retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, he's not real. It's just some guy saying he was a retired judge. The real judge was Judge Peters from Florida. Him and his men went to jail in 22. This is just a scam. Where they said the whole thing's a scam, the whole thing's a lie. It's a scam. I bet that and the scam that the government grabbed her and ran a secret experiment. No, they didn't. They would go to jail. Do we understand each other? Stop being fools, falling for drug dealers lying to you. See, that's where I doubt that attorney's office is really an attorney's office. I bet their credentials are just as fake as a guy in Maslin's neighbor said that they scammed other people. Whether the girls were laughing, it is a scam from them. But the doctor's not real either. Get it? Because if a doctor talks about you without your permission, it's 10 years and loss of license and $1 million fine. If a doctor treats you and they're not your doctor, it's assault and battery, medical negligence, medical malpractice, 10 years. You sue. If a doctor pulls your medical records and without signed consent, it's 10 years and $250,000 fine. What's wrong with this? If attorney sets up button cameras in your home stalking you. It's cyber stalking, sextortion, racketeering, drug confessions, kidnapping, rape, human trafficking, selling kiddie porn. My God. Of little kids going potty. I'm telling you, I bet it's not an attorney's office. I bet it's a scam like retired Judge P. Get the idea? Where they're laughing yesterday, it is. Whole thing's a scam. The attorney would know better. You don't make it legal, make it illegal, no matter what. An attorney can never set up button cameras in someone's home. It's illegal. They cannot drug somebody either. They can't what? Have their doctor friend pull somebody else's medical records. They both lose their license and go to jail. It's right on Google. That's where Everything is so absurd and crazy. It is. The whole thing's a drug scam. They told you that years ago. It was a drug scam from the drug dealers that were human trafficking people, selling people. So why would people that sell people want to date you? Stupid girls. So you'll disappear like the other girls that they dated. Get the idea. Want to be chained in a basement? Cut up while you're alive? Dismembered? Huh? You want to be sold for body organs? Like they said, you're nothing but a piece of meat to them. They can sell. Start getting some idea who's doing this. I'm going to blow this.